So in the last video, we found this Honda Civic at the junkyard and decided to take home the full exhaust system that was still hidden underneath the car. This was such an awesome part to find as it made our car sound a lot better than the OEM exhaust pipe. And what's even cooler is that it was only 40 bucks. Hello and welcome, my name is Kevin, and if you guys are new here, welcome to the series where I'm building this Honda Civic using only parts that I find here at the junkyard. Alright guys, not quite sure what we're going to be finding today, but hopefully it's something good. Not really expecting to find anything. This is kind of just a random day that I decided to come to the junkyard, so maybe this will be a bonus episode, who knows. But let's go ahead and take a walk around and see what we can find. It's now day 11 of our junkyard build, and I can't wait to see what we can find for today. Y'all, is this what I think it is? There's no way. Holy smokes. Guys, we just found a Civic hatchback. What? These things are rarely here at the junkyard as they're usually being parted out on Facebook Market or sitting in someone's driveway collecting dust and rust. But here we have an EK hatch sitting right in front of us. Wait, scratch that. It's actually an EJ6, but everyone likes to refer to these as EKs for some reason. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a peek inside and check to see if there's anything worth taking home. I think we just found our first item. Dude, what? Guys, I think this is a quick release. Oh yeah, this guy was definitely hitting VTEC around the corners with this type of steering wheel. And yep, just like I guessed, it's got the quick release adapter. And with this, now we can take pictures just like those guys that hang out of the window and flex their steering wheel during rollers. I was not expecting to find a quick release. This is such a sick find. This thing is really lightweight too. But besides the steering wheel, check out this custom head unit this car's got set up. Yo, is that a push start button that I see? It seems the previous owner installed a JDI push start button and a cool little radio. Some nice upgrades to make the car feel modern and unique. And it's even got a phone holder. Man, if it's got all this, I wonder what else we could find in here. Oh shit, it's a NOS button. I guess VTEC just wasn't enough for this guy. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I actually used to own one of these hatchbacks. Honestly, I regret selling it. Pretty much I got rid of it because the hood popped up. Yeah, as I was driving on the highway, the hood popped up on me and it smashed my window in, so. And I actually got pulled over in that car, so I had to get rid of that. Kind of just felt like that car was a bad curse or something, I don't know. I do regret selling it though. I think one of these days I'm gonna get me a hatchback again. Matter of fact, let's take a trip down memory lane. Here is the piece of hatchback that I bought for merely 900 bucks. This was back when these were actually affordable for a broke part-time working student. And as you can see, it's missing a ton of things inside. This car was definitely a part of the 2000s import tuner era, as I bought it with these hideous taillights and crazy looking side skirts. Hey, low-key, they go hard. At first it was looking pretty rough, but I managed to find some parts at the junkyard to make it look whole again.
Man, you can't even tell. Hey, this right here?
Yeah.
5 horsepower.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to have one of my dream cars at the time. I even bought some aftermarket parts to jazz it up a little bit.
What you got there, Mike?
we got a spoiler.
Yeah.
Right here, man.
Yeah. Hey, go test fit it real quick.
Yeah, fun times. Just me and the homies throwing random shit on our Hondas. Watching these clips again, I'm now regretting selling this car even more. But in the end, it was just a project car, and I'm pretty sure I could find another one of these sometime in the future. But anyways, let's get back to this junkyard build. Guys, how sick is the fact that I found a quick release steering wheel still at the junkyard? You would think someone would grab this on site. Heck, I would have taken it off before even sending this car to the junkyard. And a cool thing about this is that it's carbon fiber. Real lightweight, and the shape feels like it's meant for racing. Not quite sure about what else I should take from this car. Honestly, it still has a lot of good, decent pieces on it. But I mean, I don't own a hatch, so there's really no point in me pulling anything from this. Now, I would have taken this door card since my car really needs one. But like most Hondas, the plastic inside of these things tend to break off due to its age and just from sitting in the sunlight for so long. And it seems this hatch had the window assembly with the manual crank, which is what I've been searching for. but someone's already beat me to it. Let's just keep looking to see if there's anything else that we haven't missed on this car. A whole lot of the interior is still available, like the front dash and center console, but we won't be needing any of them for my car. But instead, I noticed at the corner of my eye this custom looking floor mat and just had to get a closer look. Seems like it's got some red stitching and a custom embroidery specifically for an EK Civic, which I thought would look perfect inside of our car. But man, this thing could really use a deep clean. It's got so much dirt and hair in it. Yeah, we definitely gotta scrub all of that out. But I like the fact that it's a black mat, because it'll match the interior after I clean and dye my floor carpet. And so I checked inside to see if any of the other floor mats were hiding somewhere, but all I found was one smaller mat that seems to be for the rear seats. I think at the end, I just decided to take the passenger floor mat with me, but finding a whole set would have been a really fun find for the car. Take a look at this, y'all. This car actually has some nice goodies on it. It's got like a camber adjustment on it and some polyurethane bushings. And I decided to leave these parts here as well because I wasn't too sure if the camber part was interchangeable with my coupe, since this is a hatchback.
Do you see anything wrong here? We got no windows, do we? No, do we? No, do we? No.
Now I wanted to take home this side mirror, but unfortunately the passenger side is gonna be missing, so I think I'm gonna skip out on this. But yeah, I was looking for this part to match the windows when I switched to a manual crank. With these, I'd be able to adjust the mirror manually. But anyway, before I do leave, I've got to take off this hub adapter so that I'll be able to install the quick release steering wheel. I'm guessing no one took it because they got stuck on that one bolt that's preventing it from fully coming off. So I'm just gonna grab my tools real quick and we'll tackle this. Looks like it's a pretty standard hex bolt, but as you can see, the head's just a little stripped out and my tool can't seat properly. Since this wasn't getting me anywhere, I tried to switch over to a screwdriver with a hex bit as a tip, but even so, it just kept spinning and spinning because of how rounded out it was. So for my solution, a quick tip for y'all is if you're dealing with a rounded out screw, go ahead and grab yourself a hammer and tap on the end of the screwdriver as you're applying pressure and twisting to break that screw loose. As you can see here, it works like a charm. Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it. And so after that, I just had to unbolt the center nut, but the hub was giving me some issue when trying to pull it out of the steering column. Since it was stuck on there, I had to reinstall the whole steering wheel back on and pry it off as one whole piece to get it out. But there you have it, our quick release steering wheel and hub assembly is ready to take home. Well guys, I'm out here at the junkyard again, just trying to find some random parts for the Civic, you know, we're trying to fix up that window, whatever else we got going on inside of the car. Haven't found anything promising yet. Pretty crazy the fact that, you can never really find these Honda Civics here at junkyards anymore. It's kind of like once it hits the yard, all the good parts are just gone within minutes. Regardless, I'm out here in the Texas heat. It's hot as hell. Man, quick tip if you're out at the junkyard. Dude, wear a long sleeve shirt. Check me out, it's Texas right now. We're in the middle of the Texas summer heat, hitting triple digit weather. Cover up from the sun and cover up from just touching all this hot metal out here. But yeah, anyways, I've already hit like 2 junkyards so far. I'm gonna hit the next one. Hopefully we can find a Civic with like a manual window track. That is a conversion that I'm looking forward to doing. Since I don't have no AC in the car, I would love to roll down my windows. But other than that, I guess here's some cool finds that I found at this junkyard so far. Alright, so first up, I believe we've got a 1955 Ford Fairlane. I'm not so caught up on these classic American cars, but I can't deny the uniqueness about them. Cars back in the day definitely had some style with the curved body lines and chrome trim pieces. And check out this interior. Yeah, it's always cool to find cars like these because it gives you a glimpse of how life was like back then. And I'm not so sure if this was considered luxury or just a typical family sedan, but it definitely gets style points in today's day and age. So as we move along, we come across this little Suzuki that catches my interest. Now I don't know if Suzuki cars were ever known to be tuners, but apparently this model had a special dress-up package called the SWT version that was offered when purchased. And what? This little car was all-wheel drive. It's a pretty neat find. I wouldn't normally have an eye for Suzukis, but seems like this one's kind of a special edition. Equipped with the whole lip kit, all-wheel drive. That's pretty badass. Well, it seems the all-wheel drivetrain was only available for the automatic transmission, but during its time, it was one of the most affordable cars that came equipped with it. But yeah, this little car actually feels quite spacious on the inside. feel like it'd make for a good reliable family car, and it's probably cheap as hell to buy one these days too. Makes me wonder if it would rival the Honda Fit. Very interesting. Not a common find at all. Oh my god. One of the only Civics that I find in this junkyard is completely turned on its side. Are y'all seeing this right now? Alright, this was pretty hilarious to come across, but why the heck did the yard just leave it like this? Man, who knows, but it doesn't really seem like there's any parts that I'd like to pull off from this sedan, and I don't see any interior parts that I need as well. And next up, we got an Acura TL Type S. Yeah, bummer to see this here. Man, these TLs were Acura's answer to a luxurious sports car, with it being a comfortable ride, as well as being able to keep up on the road with its V6 engine. And on the inside, it's got a nice all-black interior with leather seats to match. And check it out, y'all, it's still got the motor inside of it, big old J series. This right here would definitely make for a unique swap. But yeah guys, not a lot of Civics here. A whole bunch of Accords though. Alright, I'm out here at the next location. Check this body kit out. Guys, what we're looking at right here is a Saturn Ion with a body kit installed on it. I mean, it looks cool, but wanting to modify one of these things is just beyond me. Yeah man, out here you never know what you'll come across. Alright guys, so I found a couple Civics here, but they're all gonna be sedans. Primarily looking for a coupe so that I can get the window tracks out of it. So as we take a look at the doors of the sedan, I think it's just slightly different than the ones on the coupe. And because of the difference in design, I'm not so sure if the window track would work properly inside of my car, especially since the window is a different shape as well. Plus anyways, this one's a 98. So yeah, I don't think too much of this stuff is gonna be compatible with mine. But I did find a couple cool things. This little part in particular, I think I'll be taking this one home. This is pretty sick. Check it out. What? It's a snazzy little cup holder with a push cover on top. Yeah, I don't know, for a bonus video, I figured this would be a cool little nice little detail to add into the car. So, you know, jazz up the interior. And actually I am gonna take these side mirrors since they are manual. Yeah, this would have been very useful for me to take home, but I don't even think the door card fits on my car. Alright, so I think in order for me to take this thing out, I think we gotta take out the whole center console. So I'm just gonna go at this with a screwdriver and a flathead and start prying things apart, you know? Yeah, these interior pieces are all gonna be held in with screws and plastic tabs. So doing a job like this should be pretty easy if you were wanting to do the same. They all clip into each other, so first we'll take the trim covering the e-brake off. Then once that's free, the plastic cover for the shifter should be free to take out after removing the shift knob. Only then can we get to that cup holder that's just being held in by 4 screws. It's funny, I think people usually swap this one out for the 99 to 2000 version, but here I am getting the downgraded version for my car. I just thought the little push cover was fun and cool, so I don't know, I'll take it home. And so now I'm going to move on to removing these manual side mirrors. These are pretty easy to take off as well. I'll just be using the same tools to pry off the plastic and unscrew the hardware from the inside. Now this little triangle piece was giving me issues, so to get some clearance I just popped off the corner of this door card and was able to slip it out while doing so. Yep, and after unscrewing everything, the side mirror pops off just like that. Alright folks, I think I got myself a nice set of, you know, OEM goodies. Got a cup holder with a push cover on it. Hopefully these won't be too expensive. I'm gonna go ahead and run it up at the counter and, you know, we'll get these home. So I'll see y'all at the crib. We're now back at home. Got all the parts here. As you can see, I busted out the tent because it's hot as a motherfucker out here. We didn't really find a big ticket item, but you know, we were able to bring home a nice haul of just random parts. So for the most part, like I said earlier in the video, this will be kind of like a filler video. And I think also we'll probably total up the prices of every single part that I've found and thrown on this car. So you know what, let's go ahead and clean this up and throw it inside of the car. So I've got all of our parts laid out here on the hood. Got the side mirrors, the cup holder, steering wheel, and the floor mat that could definitely use some cleaning. But actually, before we get to those, I got a package in the mail with some parts that I needed to install before I'm able to drive the car safely. Now, as you guys know, I did find a set of HFP wheels for the Civic. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. Besides the wheels, I did a bigger brake setup. And with that setup, I did fail to mention that you needed a specific set of like spacers for the rotor. So because I'm running Mini Cooper rotors, they don't exactly fit to a T. After the install, I had to order these special little rotor spacers to fill in the gaps between the rotor and the lug studs. I needed some spacers for the rotors, basically. Yeah, before any of this cool stuff, we're just gonna work on these first. With these spacers in between, there won't be any type of weird vibrations once the wheels start spinning. And so we're just adding these to make sure this whole setup is safe to run. I believe a company by the name of 1320 Performance sells these on their website specifically for this type of upgrade. So if you're wanting to do the same setup as me, be sure to order these from their site. But also you could find them on eBay as well. Alright, so as we get a closer look at this, y'all can kind of see how there's a gap between the rotor and the lug studs. Because of this, the rotor won't be properly aligned and will shift around while driving, which would also create a lot of noise and uneven wear. So we'll go ahead and install these spacers to eliminate those issues. Pretty much I'm just going to take off the brake caliper so that I can properly align the rotors and then insert these spacers in between. Alright, see how I could just move the rotor around? It's got a lot of play in it, so you should be able to eliminate that with these spacers right here. Let me just see if I can slip it over the lug stud and see how that works. Alright, yeah. That one seemed to go on fine. Look at that, guys. It's all fitted up now and the rotor's on there snug with no wiggle or play. Alright, so I got both sides done. Shouldn't be any weird like wobble or any wheel play. Just go straight. So now that we're done with that, let's finally move on to our new junkyard parts. And oh my goodness, just look at how dirty the inside is. Before installing this into the car, we've definitely got to hit this with a deep clean. So I've just got me an old shirt here and some warm soapy water to clean this thing up. Yeah, it's so dirty and sticky inside of this cup holder that the coins are almost embedded into the bottom. It's kind of like your little brother's game controller that's gotten all sticky from the Cheeto fingers. So I'm just going to degrease and brush off all of that residue and yeah, we'll clean this thing up. Now after a few minutes of brushing, this should be loose enough for me to pry it off with the flathead now. And alright, guys, we got a penny to contribute back into our junkyard build. Cleaning's not one of my most favorite parts of the process, but I guess it's one of the more peaceful things about working on cars. I guess it allows you some time to kind of just, you know, clear your mind and relax. Check it out, y'all. It's all nice and clean and it almost looks brand new. It's got a few scratches here and there, but it looks way better than before. And so all we got to do now is throw it inside of the car. Check it out. Here's the original cup holder for the 99 to 2000 Civic. Alright, y'all, now that we got this all cleaned up, let's go ahead and install this and see how it looks. First things first, we got to take the original one out. so that we can get this one installed. But yo, before I take this one out, let's do a quick cup check and see how well the original holds in a Route 44 drink from Sonic. I have a lot of people complain that these cup holders don't really hold cups as well as they should. Regular water bottles and such don't seem to fit snug, but this big old Route 44 kind of stays put. But it's probably a different story once I'm actually driving and shifting. Maybe with the push cover, it'll add more friction and press up against the cup to hold it in better. I wouldn't want my slushy to fly everywhere while I'm hitting VTEC. But yeah, to do this swap, it's exactly the same process as it was in the junkyard. No modifications needed, it's just a simple plug and play swap. God damn! God damn. I do like how this one has a lot more space versus that, but this one has a cool little thingy. Okay. Yep, and there you have it, guys. We've now got a cup holder with a push cover. It looks a lot better in my opinion. But now it's time for the real test. Let's see just how well it can hold in a Route 44 slushy. It's about the same, I guess. But I mean, now that it has that lid, maybe I could keep this cup holder a lot cleaner. Alright guys, now it's time to throw on these side mirrors. Like I said before, I'm planning to convert everything to manual. Alright, so you guys are probably going to say this is a useless install. Probably say things like it's a downgrade or whatever, but I don't know. I just figure since I'm planning to swap out the entire window assembly with the manual crank, I guess I might as well do the same for the side mirrors. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and install this. So once again, the process is going to be the exact same as it was from the junkyard. The only difference is we're going to have to unplug the wire. I just broke it. All this requires is an 8mm, and most of these are kind of hand tight, so you know, just break them loose, put the nuts somewhere safe, and just pull the mirror out. And on this one though, it's going to be a little bit tricky just because of that plug. You've got to hold down the 2 tabs while you're pulling the side mirror out, since it's just slightly bigger than the hole. Yeah, just be mindful that this is plastic and everything's gonna be brittle since it's an old car. I ended up breaking a few things in the process, but yeah, just be careful with it. And just like the cup holders, this should be an easy plug and play swap. Last but not least, let's go ahead and put the cover plate back on. It's just held in by a clip so it snaps right back on. Alright guys, so one thing we do want to take notice of, these are actually slightly different in design. Right here, this is going to be the original 99 to 2000. This is going to be the 1998. I don't know if y'all can tell already, but these corners, this one's going to be a lot sharper on the left, whereas this one's a lot more curved. And because of the slight difference in design, the fitment of these 98 side mirrors are going to be a little off on the outside. Yeah, it's going to be a lot sharper around the edges, and it's overlapping this pillar just a tiny bit. It's not so noticeable from afar, but it low-key annoys me that it's not a perfect fit. So if you guys were wanting to do this same swap, just be advised. I'm not sure if the difference comes from the fact that it's a 1998 Civic, or from the fact that it was off of a sedan. It bolts right up just fine, but you know, just that slight design difference. This gives it that little bit of a fitment issue. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the passenger side. I'm gonna do that real quick for y'all. And then after that, we'll get to these. No! I cracked it. Well, that just goes to show how brittle these door cards are. Man, I was just trying to pull it off just a little bit, just so I could get some clearance for this. I mean, really it doesn't matter since I'm switching to a manual rack, so that means I would have to get a manual door card. But oh man, that really sucks. Perfectly even normal door card just to go to waste like that. Dang it. Guys, if you own one of these, you gotta be so careful with it. It's like what, like a 20-year-old car? Yeah, these plastic parts are just so freaking brittle. Okay, so now that we're done with that, it's time to move on to the next parts. Alright guys, I don't mean to cop out on installing this steering wheel. I think I'm just gonna pass on this for this video. As much as I would like to install it for you guys and see how it looks, it is missing some hardware for the adapter. So even if I did put it on there, it wouldn't be secure. I guess I could just throw it on there just to show you guys, but maybe I'll do it in the next video. I kind of just want to wrap this up already. So we're gonna skip this and we're gonna move on to this floor mat. I might do a quick little video on TikTok for this instead. So if you're not already following me on there, go ahead and check that out. Yeah, I just feel like this isn't really necessary since I do have that accurate steering wheel on there already. And it looks quite nice. Anyways, a lot of you guys were saying this was ugly anyways, so yeah. Plus I would have to undo all of my wiring and then redo it all just to throw this on. So for now, we'll just set this down and move on to this. This dirty EK floor mat. It's got a lot of dirt and grime and pet hair inside of it, so I'm gonna bust out the extractor and start cleaning this thing up. You guys saw me clean the Prelude seats with this, and it worked really well. So let's see how clean we can get this floor mat. And voila, man, it looks brand new. I don't know if it's just because it's still wet, but yeah, cleaning it off gave it some color. Jeez, look at how torn up this one is. Yeah, I'm excited to find some new floor mats for the car. I think I might just pull some from a more modern Civic. And they're just floor mats, so they don't really have to fit perfect. But let's go ahead and see how this EK floor mat looks inside of our Civic. I know it was for the passenger side, but I'll just put it on the driver's side for now. Wow, this definitely changes the look of the floor. And once I actually pull the carpet out and clean it up and dye it, it's gonna look way better once everything matches. Whew, alright y'all. You know what, sun's about to go down, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. And check it out, if I mess with the lighting, the interior looks way better with some movie magic. I might try to dye the cloth seats along with the carpet. But yeah, this look right here is pretty much the goal for the interior. Alright guys, so that was day 11. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really do much, but we got some cool pieces nonetheless. I apologize for the wind. If it's windy, I might just do this in a voiceover. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and you know, total up the parts and just see what this build has cost me so far. I don't have the exact numbers, but so yeah, first off, price of the car. If you've seen the first episode, you know, $1,500. I'm not really gonna add that into the total, but just keep that in mind. Let's see, first episode, what did I get? I got seats. So the driver's seat was $50, passenger was $30. In total, I got seats for $80. Our spoiler, we got that off in the TSX, and that was gonna be $20. Rear lip, we got that off in an Accord, $15. Bought myself a door handle, which was like $5. Accurate steering wheel, $70. Front lip off of the Accord, that one was $10. Those were like the small items. Now these next items, they're more of like the big ticket ones, you know. So we got our brake setup. As you know, I bought like 4 different parts just to assemble that bigger brake setup. That came out to be like $160. I think most brake kits come out to like, you know, $200, $300. And for our HFP wheels, they were like $70 each. So the total was $210. Still gotta find the fourth one. And then our previous item was an exhaust that came out to 40 bucks. And for the items in today's video, quick release in the floor mat was 30 bucks. Cup holder and the side mirror was 40. So, you know, add all of that together, total came out to a whopping 680 bucks. So all of that combined, everything that's thrown onto the car, almost 700 bucks. And that's not even including all of the tools that I invested in. But you know, that's, like I said, it's an investment. That goes towards just my life. But this build right here, everything I've thrown onto this car, about 700 bucks. And you know what? I feel like that's not too bad of a number because, you know, some people just drop 600 on wheels alone without the tires on them. So, you know, like I said, doing what we can with what we got. We got one more month left of summer. I'm hoping to finish it up before, you know, school starts. I want to get this all done up nice and pretty. We're going to be looking for some body panels, and after that, we'll sand it all down, prepare it for paint. I'm thinking that's probably going to run me like another 500 to 600, and then a little bit of in between. We'll continue looking for parts. Still got to finish up the interior. Thinking for just the very last thing that I want to do to this car, after the interior, after the paint job, I do want to case swap this thing. I do see a lot of the Accords, a lot of Civics, a lot of TSXs out there in junkyards. So there's plenty of engines I could choose from. The only issue is I would have to order some, you know, aftermarket parts just to fit it all in there, but it wouldn't really be a true sense of a junkyard build. But the motor itself will be a junkyard. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the plan for this thing. But yeah, guys, I mean, like always, I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's been fun working on this thing. I just can't wait to get it out on the streets looking all nice and pretty. So yeah, I'll see you for the next one.